Halo: Combat Evolved was developed by Bungie. The game started development in 1997 and released in November 2001. During this time, the game we now know as Halo went through many radical changes, with the game originally planned to be a real-time strategy game, before evolving into a third-person shooter and finally, the first-person shooter known today. The first Halo real-time strategy prototype was built with an isometric camera view, though experimentation with certain features allowed a third-person camera to be attached to units for control, including the soon-to-be Warthog and Marines. The first version of what would become the Master Chief was simple, a 400-polygon model nicknamed Future Soldier, designed to be a super soldier. By late 1998 or early 1999, Microsoft decided to make the game a third-person shooter. On July 21, 1999, during the Macworld conference, Steve Jobs announced that the TPS game would be released for Mac OS and Windows. Before this announcement, game journalists under an agreement had watched gameplay in a private showing during E3 1999 and reported that they were amazed at what they saw. But the game was still nameless, so Bungie generated hundreds of names including the Santa Machine, the Crystal Palace, Solipsis, Hard Vacuum, and Starshield. But the name the team agreed on was Covenant. But one artist on the team thought the name was stupid and started thinking of more names. One of them was Project Halo. A couple of people at the studio liked the name at first, but some thought it was too religious and that it didn't seem like a good name for an action game. But when one of the artists named Paul Russell wrote down the name on the whiteboard, the name seemed perfect in a way that was simple and described the intent of the universe while still keeping a sense of mystery. Russell later came up with lots of concepts for the game logo based on the idea of the word Halo, which were sent to Lorraine McLeese. The logos made by McLeese were the only way Russell found out that Halo had been chosen by Bungie, with Russell thinking that everyone on the team hated the name. The trademark for Halo was filed in February 1999. On Tuesday, July 21st, Jason Jones went on stage with Steve Jobs to show off the Halo demo to the world, but they were nervous due to a fatal bug that could appear and crash the game on startup. Thankfully, the demo went off as planned and Halo was unveiled to the world. The creation of this trailer would start the beginning of what would become the Halo universe, bringing the Master Chief character to life and giving the Covenant a reason for existing. Despite the hype surrounding Halo and Bungie's success in announcing it, the company was experiencing financial struggles due to the unsuccessful launch of Myth 2. The game had a bug that forced Bungie to recall copies so it could be fixed. A month after the Macworld unveiling of Halo, Bungie announced they were entering into a publishing partnership with Take-Two Interactive and would now see their games published on consoles. Before this, Bungie had been a PC game developer. Bungie would handle publishing in North America through Take-Two's framework, while Take-Two would co-publish games in Europe and Asia. Around this time, Microsoft had started to work on the Xbox, and then Microsoft Game Studios head was tasked with building up hype of games for the console's launch in fall 2001. Ed Fries, the head of Microsoft, received a call about Bungie's financial situation, and he was really interested. Take-Two invited two of their leading studios, Bungie and Rockstar Games, to meet with Microsoft in January 2000. Alex Seropian and Peter Tamp later agreed that joining Microsoft would be good. But Bungie was still in a deal with Take-Two, so Microsoft and Bungie negotiated that Take-Two would keep the rights to Bungie's previous properties and the other game being developed by Bungie, while Microsoft would keep Bungie itself and Halo. Microsoft announced their Xbox console at the Game Developers Conference in March 2000. Bungie would continue development on Halo, but instead of it being a PC game, it was set to release on the Xbox. Bungie showed off Halo again at E3 in May 2000, showing off a new trailer showcasing a deployment of Marines on the Ring world. This trailer would mark the appearance of several new vehicles and equipment, including the Elites, Pelican dropship, a sniper rifle, the energy sword, and the first appearance of the Master Chief. Previous builds of the game had featured multiple Spartan super soldiers, but now the Master Chief was a singular character. The Master Chief shown in the E3 2000 build would also wear armor similar to the Mjolnir Mark V found in the final game. The game's third-person camera felt too removed from the player, which started the decision to bring the game into first person. Jamie Grismer began to build a first-person control set for console controllers and ultimately implemented aim assist and the ability to only carry 2 weapons but switch between them with 1 button, which are features that are standard in shooters now but was revolutionary in 2000. By May 26, 2000, the team was looking into first-person though hadn't committed to it yet. Jason Jones had previously proposed the idea to switch to first-person when engineer Charlie Goff attached a camera to the tank's turret when the game was still in its real-time strategy days. Graphics technology had advanced enough that he was sold on the idea, and Halo switched from a third to first-person shooter. The switch to first-person and the Xbox platform would force a massive crunch period on the studio, with 90% of the game being made in just 9 months. By September 2000, Bungie still hadn't started work on the campaign of Halo. Microsoft hired a marketing company to talk to the Bungie staff, with a trailer cut together featuring fast cuts, action, and heavy metal. The takeaway: the company and Microsoft executives wanted Bungie to change the name Halo, but Bungie didn't want to change the game, so Microsoft and Bungie went back and forth. Eventually, Microsoft told Bungie they were giving the game a subtitle, Combat Evolved. Bungie didn't like the name, but were able to get over it, leading to the final name of Halo Combat Evolved. Since there is so much to cover about the campaign, I'll only explain the important parts, so let's begin. In the early stages of the game's development, the game's setting of a fortress world was to be a hollowed-out planet, but this soon turned into a Dyson sphere and later the titular Ring world. The name Paul Russell came up with, Halo, would be used for the Ring world. By 1997 or 1998, the Flood were already being concept and story ideas circulating about their role alongside the Covenant. The Flood had been designed only for gameplay, and McLeese was the first to truly think about what the Flood was in the fiction. The first idea was to have the Flood be a bioweapon controlled by the Covenant, designed as a living minefield. At the time the game was to be set on a planet, the concept of the UNSC did not exist yet. It was simply named the Empire, later reflected in some of the early marketing published about the game's story. An early draft of the story starts with the player and their ship crashing on a planet populated by humans not part of the Empire, with the player's technology from 2552 and the natives' technology from the 1950s. The player's goal would be to train the population for when the Covenant would arrive. They would fight the natives in the early levels and the Covenant later on. Now time to talk about characters. The idea for Cortana came about based on Durandal, an AI companion in Bungie's games named Marathon, named after a famous French sword. 3 words stood out to Bungie: Durandal, Cortana, and Joyeuse. Durandal was taken and Joyeuse sounded lame, so Cortana was chosen to be the AI companion for the Master Chief. Character artist Chris Hughes drew Cortana's face based off the Egyptian Queen Nefertiti. Sergeant Johnson was another character in the game who emerged early on. Johnson was originally designed to just be a random Marine, but voice actor David Scully's improvisation and line delivery impressed people so much he became a larger character in the later Halo games. The Master Chief's look evolved throughout the game's production, with an early version in 1999 looking very different to the now iconic Mjolnir-powered assault armor featured in the final game. This iteration had magazine pouches and miniature missile launchers on the shoulders. This initial design of the Master Chief was concept by Shirkai Wong, with one of his sketches showcasing a heavily manga-influenced soldier with ammo bandoliers on the chest and a bladed weapon on the back. This art caught the attention of the development team, but that version in model form looked too sleek and effeminate, so Marcus Leto began to work on the model to turn it more into a tank-like character. Now I'll show you some differences between the beta version of Halo and the final version of Halo Combat Evolved and Halo 2. As you can see, Halo Combat Evolved went through many changes to become what it is today. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you guys next time.